I would like to call this meeting on October 28th to order. If we could all do a moment of silent meditation. Now we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bill, would you please read our mission statement?
Well, our mission is to guide students to become informed, engaged citizens and curious lifelong learners.
I have nothing for public participation.
Very good. We recommend that you approve the minutes of the October 13th, 2025 board meeting and executive session.
So, second.
Moved by Jeff, second by Bill. All in favor? 7-0.
We recommend your approval for the corporation claims and payroll for the amount of $1,878,231.74.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Jill, second by Katie. All in favor? 7-0.
Under report items, congratulations to the Lady Cougars cross country team for their championship win in the IHSAA Rensselaer sectional. Also to sophomore Jenna Wagner, her first place time in the girls 5K. Also junior Krista Sisma, who came in second with a time in 1904, and senior Faith DeBoer, who took third with a time of 20 minutes and 13 seconds. Congratulations to senior Matthew Hoffman for his first place time in the 2025 IHSAA Rensselaer Sectional Boys Cross Country Meet, and the team finished second. Also, we have several items that you've had an opportunity to review dealing with Neola policies. We'll consider this our first reading. Vast majority of these are revised or simply a technical correction throughout those. So if you have any questions, we'll try to answer those, but if not, I think it's pretty straightforward. Moving on to employment actions, resignations. We request that you accept the resignation as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Bill, second by Tim. All in favor? 7-0.
Under leave request, we ask that you accept the leave request. So moved.
Second.
Moved by Jeff, second by Jill. All in favor? 7-0.
There are several recommendations that were provided to you tonight for ECA recommendations. The vast majority are from the high school for this calendar year, so we recommend that you accept those.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dan, second by Bill. There was two of them I discussed. All in favor? 7-0.
Under certified, we recommend your approval of the certified recommendation for fourth grade long-term substitute teacher.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Katie, second by Jeff. All in favor? 7-0.
Under new business, we'd ask that you accept the list of donations and grants given to support of the school corporation students and staff.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Jill, second by Jeff. All in favor? 7-0.
We'd ask that you approve the joint appointment by West Central School Corporation and Kankakee Valley School Corporation of Hannah Cates to the Jasper County Public Library Board effective December 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Bill, second by Katie. All in favor? 7-0.
Yes, that you approve the board meeting dates for January 2026 through January of 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dan, second by Jill. All in favor? 7-0.
We recommend your approval that Clear Armor install approximately 1,006.14 square feet of 15 millimeter window protectant film at the high school complex. This is for the new windows that we put in.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Katie, second by Jeff, all in favor? 7-0.
Ask for your approval to replace the high school library doors.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Bill, second by Dan, all in favor? 7-0.
We'd ask for your approval for the dental rates for the January 2026 school year from principal.
Second.
Moved by Tim, second by Bill, all in favor? Okay, that's 6 and you're abstaining. Okay, 6-0-1. Dan is abstaining.
Dan abstain. We'd ask for your approval, that VSP new agreement and vision rates be approved for 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Katie, second by Jill, all in favor? 7-0.
Under routine items, we'd recommend your approval of the request to use school facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Bill, second by Katie, all in favor? 7-0.
Under professional leaves, we'd recommend your approval of the professional leave request.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Jill, second by Jeff, all in favor? 7-0.
And those are all the items we have for our regular school board meeting.
Motion.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Tim, second by Bill, all in favor? 7-0. 5:36.
Hey, Chris has some papers for you to sign and we'll move into the work session. Hey. Start your work session this time. First curriculum testing matters, Mike.
Schools have finished with the iLearn checkpoint testing. We'll start the checkpoints too, towards the end of December, early January, for the second round. There's 3 checkpoints and then they do the summative like they normally would every year. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is we've had a few who have inquired about being able to do the online school, and not doing extracurricular, but doing co-curricular such as band. So we do have a policy, 9270, which, kind of states that that could be a possibility that they might be able to come in, and take that. It would be up, to the school's discretion or the district's discretion on that. But it wouldn't be for extracurricular like sports. But somebody to come in, parents would have to provide transportation. They would be able to, participate in like a band because it is co-curricular. I'm just kind of putting that out there for you guys to think about. That's all I have.
Okay. Chris, finance?
Yep, we worked with S&P on a credit rating for the school in advance of our upcoming bond sale. And they returned our credit rating today and issued a AA+ for long-term debt and an A+ on our existing, which AA+ is almost as high as you can get. School corporation. That's based in large part on our cash reserves that we have on hand being very healthy. That makes the credit rating in our credit rating for potential bond sale are very, very high. There should be a lot of action of company going to purchase our debt. Right now, the bond sale is scheduled for the 4th of November with closing on the around the 25th. It's right on time from what we've talked about. We did have part of our fire marshal visit a few weeks ago was that the fire marshal wanted us to have our overhead doors inspected that we have at the high school, in the spirit store, and in the cafeteria. So we have that done over fall break. And I think we had some minor repairs done to some of those, and we may be looking at replacement of one of the older ones. It's probably something moving forward that we're going to have inspected on a regular basis, just like we have to have hoods inspected and different things in the school. But the cost just to inspect those doors is $3,600. We have ongoing expense that we will have to keep up on more to make sure that we're safe and in compliant. I don't know if you want to talk about changes in ADM, Mr. Street, or if you want me to.
Our ADM came in at 2,976, which we had shared with you before. With negotiations going on, we continually check our enrollment as well as we receive information from the Indiana Department of Education. Our enrollment, we've had some kids move out, some kids move on to online. So we are at today 2,952. Now, always second count, we're down lower because we've traditionally had midterm graduates. So our enrollment has dropped. As a result, from last year to this year, well, during count day, through the Indiana Department of Education, they provide for us an estimated education fund revenue. So in September, on September the 8th, they said that the Department of Ed, that we were going to receive $26,735,202. Today, we received from the Department of Ed, because they put in our October count, $26,211,082, a difference of over $500,000. So $500,000 less. We still have part of the education fund money, or the state tuition support from the state, is the basic tuition support, which is based upon your ADM. Academic performance, which is based upon academic diplomas from last year's students. Spatial education count, that is taken in December, based upon students' disabilities needs, is the funding. Career and technical education that count will be taken, will be refigured. And then our non-English speaking program, that figure will also be adjusted and changed. And as was pointed out our last meeting, the number of students receiving ELL services has dropped going into this school year. So we do expect that dollar amount to drop even further. And then obviously in February, if our count's low, we'll get lower funding. If it increases, then you get higher funding as well. So as we've always talked about, across the Midwest in rural areas, a lot of the population is dropping. So we just have to make sure we have the right fit and make the right decisions. So with how our education fund is spent.
Could you just repeat the number for today again, please?
26,211,082.
I knew I misheard it. I just wasn't sure what it was. Thank you.
And then while we're on education fund, Chris, if it's okay, I provided for you, and Mike will have on the board up here, a breakdown of the education fund that Chris helped us do from August the 1st, 2024 through July 31st of 2025. As you can see, teacher salaries and benefits account for 70% of the money that we receive in the education fund, 70%. Support staff salaries and benefits is 15%. That's a few examples are our instructional assistants and our nurses. Administration salaries and benefits in the buildings themselves, principals, assistant principals, accounts for 6%. Curriculum, supplies, and software accounts for approximately 6%. Purchase services and professional development is 3%. And then a potpourri of other items, just other expenses is below 70,000 at $69,455. So as you can see, a vast majority of over 70% or at 70% during this particular time period does go to our teachers' salaries and benefits. So Chris, thanks for doing the chart with that. So Chris, do you have other items with finances?
Yeah, that's all I had for tonight.
So I had shared back in October, our food service has, they are updating the food service safety plan, and that will be brought to you in November for your approval. So Andrea has that submitted for approval. And those are all the items that we have for our work session. So do any of you have any items for work session? All right, well, we'll conclude the work session. Thank you.